feel the same pain. When you're single, guys, while they're hitting on you, will actually come up and ask, oh, so why don't you have a boyfriend? And you feel like you have to say something clever, you know, something that makes you feel like less of a jackass. So, you know, you're like, oh, I don't know, I guess it's because nobody's been able to tame me yet, Tiger Crow. But, you know, sometimes you just want to look at the guy, you just want to look at him and say, well, I don't know. I don't know, I don't have a boyfriend, I don't know. I mean, I think I'm pretty great, not in a conceited way, just, you know what, and I like myself kind of way. But, you know, I mean, I know I have some issues with jealousy, and I can't be a bit controlling, but I am working on that, I am, but I'll put that video on I want to meet my family. Sometimes I think that maybe the reason that I'm single is because relationships don't go the way they do in romantic comedies. I think movies kind of mess us up a bit. And I think the #1 movie that I think fucked up my generation of women would have to be Pretty Woman. And sometimes I just like to give a big thank you to Julia Roberts. Thank you so much for turning us all into whores. And I don't mean because it's a movie that glamorizes prostitution, though it is. I mean it's because the movie taught us this. Sex, totally meaningless. Kissing on the mouth, however, well now that's intimate. Yeah. So yeah, you can stick it in my butt, just don't kiss me. So, I think it's fun to be single, I do, but I feel like you're penalized for it. It's bad enough that they still stick you, you know, at the kids' table at family dinners. I'm not really sure why, because you're not an adult, unless you're married. I don't know who came up with that rule, but you know what, I like mac and cheese, it's cool. But even worse is when they stick you in the kids' room on family vacations. I don't know if any of you have been in that room. That's the room with the twin beds, or better yet, bunk beds, because there's just one of you. Yeah. So, you know, you can be in there with your niece. I call the top bunk. Oh. No, Auntie Julie, Grandma, she said that I could. What, are you going to cry? Listen, Jessica, when you're almost 30 and still calling the top bunk, then you'll have something to cry about, okay? Pass Auntie Julie her flask. So, there is this phenomenon in the dating world that I've never been able to wrap my head around, and that is that tall guys want to date short girls. I'm not really sure what that is, but to me that's a waste of space. But even more odd is that short guys want to date tall girls, which I think is why I might be very attracted to the 5'8" and under crowd. And I was very upset about this. I used to be angry. I was. Until I realized that it's actually my gift. My calling, if you will. And that is that somehow, by dating short guys, they eventually move on after dating me to date and sometimes marry girls in their own size range. I call it SMOP. It stands for my Short Man Outreach Program. It's really just my way of helping society one tiny man at a time. Any of you Hobbit-esque men out there, give me a call. We'll SMOP it up for you. So, I don't know if a lot of you have dated a lot in LA, but there's something really fun and awesome about it. If you haven't experienced it, something to look forward to. And that is there is a surplus of musicians who never quite made it. But they still want to play their guitar for you anyway. Yeah. You know what I don't want from my roadside? A song you wrote. Please don't do that. Finally, there's some of you out there, I know. I think the freakiest thing about being single, and really just being a woman in general, is you never know when your biological clock is going to go off. And guys, if that scares you, it scares us ladies way more. It does. Because it's not, you know, oh, this warm maternal feeling, or, oh, a rush of hormones. What it is a crazy voice in our head. A crazy voice. It says things that we would never say, never even think. So we could just be out, hanging around, and all of a sudden we might hear, twins! I hope we have twins! I like the idea of putting them in matching outfits! What the fuck? Thought I should introduce myself. Also thought I should let you know that I've decided that we should get pregnant. Yeah, I'm not really planning on having kids. I'm not really married or planning on getting